There is a tendency among first-time screenwriters to not have faith in the opening of their scripts. They're told, grab the audience from the start, but then those same writers often have trouble starting with a strong opening scene. My gut is that a lot of this has to do with them placing too much emphasis on backstory and exposition. And they don't realize that the audience usually needs a lot less exposition than the writer assumes they do. In any event, it seems like a paradox to Mr. First-Timer. They wonder, how can I write an opening scene that will get an audience excited if they don't know anything about these characters? So they reach for a trick that J.J. Abrams has used both effectively and beaten into the ground. Open the script with the scene from the climax, then flash back and tell the story of how things got there. When I see this in spec scripts, I sigh, because from my point of view, I now know exactly where the script is going. Usually I'm going to have to sit through another 100 pages before the characters catch up to me. Now, a good writer can make that journey interesting, but I think you guess how often Mr. First-Timer makes that work. Even J.J. Abrams himself overindulged in this. It was really effective once on Alias, during the Super Bowl episode. At the time, the low-rated show was hoping to pull in viewers who felt that the show's plots were too complicated and inaccessible. So what did they do? They put Jennifer Garner in black lingerie and had her strut in front of the camera. And after a scene showcasing her in 2 separate sexy outfits, it leads to an action scene where the plane she's in loses pressure, and then suddenly the episode flashes back 24 hours. The trick here is that despite the eye candy from both Garner and the action scene, there were very few plot twists exposed. Instead, the audience didn't know why her character was on this mission, who she was after, who the bad guy was, or really anything that was going on. Now, the episode progressed and it soon exposed all those questions, but J.J. didn't give away any of that stuff in the opening. There were still things for the audience to be surprised by later. Jennifer Garner in lingerie was just the bait. So if you're using a non-chronological structure to get your audience hooked, make sure you're just baiting the hook, not dumping your whole supply of worms into the lake. I feel like this gimmick is overused anyway, but if you're determined to use it, please, I beg you, use it well. If you have questions, leave them for me in comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you back here next week.